Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Davo from Esports, bringing you a StarCraft 2 1v1 cast today. Last time I tried to say that, I said StarCraft 1 2v2 cast today. Oh dear, that did not work. My goodness. I have here a ladder game between two players who I have not casted before. There we are. Just get it out there. On Cloud Kingdom today, of course, the ladder edition. In the top right-hand corner, we have our blue Zerg, who goes by the name of AmeliaPullen, except for that is not correct. She is FluiDColour, or he is FluiDColour with the name Amelia. You would think that it's a lady, but I don't know. I have not asked. So I'm just going to keep the whole... I'm going to say he, because it would be offensive if I said it. So I will say he. So we do have our blue Zerg player in the top right hand corner. Yeah. Oh, Future, of course, part of Team Rain, apparently. In the bottom left hand corner here, we have our red Protoss, who is, of course, Future Rain. And he must be playing on an old account or something, because as AmeliaPullen does point out, they have actually disbanded. So there we go. And we have both players exchanging little bits of chattage, as I say. There we are, little bits of chattage. And Rain, of course, doing the lovely heart. Oh, just closing my window. Wow, that was some maneuver, actually standing up, walking to the window, and closing it while casting. Goodness me. And my headset isn't even wireless. Sorry that there hasn't been any content for the last few days. This has been largely because I've been a bit ill. And I don't want to cast while I'm going to be sneezing and coughing and just sounding terrible. Because obviously that won't be an enjoyable listening experience for anybody. So I'm feeling slightly better today, so I'm going to do some casting. Awesome, even though there are so many people who are just after disrupting me today. Those buggers. And we do have Future trying to stop Colour from putting down the expansion right now. And it doesn't look like Future has been massively successful there, because the probe did nearly die in the process of the block-in. Meanwhile, he is doing a very standard thing, which is a block-in, of course. May I just quickly say he is actually getting his forge kinda late as well. He did opt to go Nexus first, which is of course the fastest way of doing it. If you scout and see that there is no shenanigans going on, that's a perfectly applicable way to do it. I'm sure that Future scouted the pool, but then saw that the hatchery was about to go down. Just slammed the Nexus down. There's no problem at all. No shenanigans are expected. Currently, this Overlord knows all, and we'll be seeing what is going on from the high ground, being all sneaky here, thinking that he can get away with that positioning. But the question is, can he really? That is the question. Oh, big shout out to the guys from Team Fluid for providing this replay for us today. You may notice that we are casting a lot of Fluid gaming games. They are known as Fluid Gaming, sorry, I did a faux pas. And that is because we are just casting them and giving them as much content as humanly possible. And we might even see them at the I-Series. That'd be amazing. And we will be getting kind of bits of information about individual players, we hope, and stuff like that. And it will be really, really exciting and really cool. And everyone will be driving around excitedly and happy by the end of the day. Not that I have a car. Phonics does. I would be driving Phonics' car. There you go. And of course, Future is just going to be completing his block-in with a Zealot right now. Obviously, the whole kind of idea of this build, the early Nexus thing for Protoss, is to kind of make your opponent lose time on getting their expansion as much as possible, and then, you know, revel in the fact that you have a expansion already, therefore your economy is slightly better than theirs. Ways that Zerg counter this quite nicely is just get a hatchery, a third hatchery up nice and quick, just like Colour has done here. I am going to refer to AmeliaPullen as Colour from here on out, because that is he or she's current name. I'm just gonna go with she, because if it was a he, maybe it would be Emilio, but yeah, we are. I think it's a she. I think there's a lady on Team Fluid. Anyway, FluiDColour, probably a lady. So there you go. Metabolic boost, about halfway done for colour at the moment, which is about as standard as you like, really. And these Zerglings are just going to be pretty much just coming and seeing what they can see. These Stalkers here are actually going to get a really nice kind of positioning on the ramp and force the Zerglings to pull back. 6 Zerglings versus 1 Stalker equals win. 6 Zerglings versus 2 Stalkers equals death, especially when the Stalkers are positioned like that and Zerglings can't get the surround or anything like that they want to do. Meanwhile, Future is going to be doing a little bit of a poke right here and seeing that his opponent has a 3rd base, which I'm sure that he probably expects in the first place. As I said before, it is fairly commonplace to get for Zerg to get their 3rd bases out pretty quickly. And a Roach Warrior being dropped by AmeliaPullen right now as well, so she does just want to transition into the mid game because of course that is what Roach is for. They're a nice armoured unit, especially for transitioning into the mid game with some Zerglings spawning right here to take care of these Stalkers. Quite a lot of Zerglings actually spawned to take care of the Stalkers, and in a way it's a very, very good thing because, well, quite frankly, Colour doesn't know how big that attack would have been. There could have been a proxy pylon or something like that to finish it off, and we do have Pullen, who is going to be running into the 3rd base of Future right now and just trying to do as much damage as possible just while Future is sort of defenseless here. I mean, Future doesn't actually have that much stuff at all. Cancel going down on the Nexus. I'm sure Future will be very, very glad that he got this because he has no way of basically defending this expansion right here. And we do have an Overseer Cocoon morphing. I heard the noise and I thought it was Baneling, so I looked at the production tab, but no, it's an Overseer. And that's absolutely fine, no problem at all. So Amelia is going to be looking at getting her scouting done. These Zerglings don't want to go near here as sentries. Force fields galore versus these buildings at the moment. Sorry, the Zerglings at the moment. So, ooh, and AmeliaPullen's Overseer is going to get taken down. Is going to get taken... No, isn't going to get taken down. The luckiest Overseer that ever lived. There we go. Opening his eyes. It's a bright day outside. Excellent. His cereal will taste better tomorrow morning, for any of you who have watched Fight Club. Oh, that's so funny. So, I mean, Future at the moment will probably be wanting to get his 3rd out. Ooh, very nice force fields from Future, actually. Not bad at all. And that definitely stopped AmeliaPullen, or Colour even, from doing as much damage as she could have done. And I don't think that Future's going to have to cancel this Nexus. And Colour is just going to have to pull back for a little while. I mean, he or she did delay the Nexus there, the 3rd Nexus of Future, for quite a while. And we do have the OBS coming in for Future right now, which of course we'll see everything that there is in the base to see. 1+ armor just finished for Future. And we do also have the 1+ weapons that many Protoss do favour getting against Zerg, because obviously it increases the effectiveness of Zealots and Stalkers so much against the Zerg early game units that it is just simply, it is the upgrade to have. Meanwhile, we do have Colour coming and taking her fourth base right now, and if this attack goes well enough, we might even see a 5th from her as well. Meanwhile, Future getting the Blink upgrade, which is a fairly standard upgrade that lots and lots of Protoss just get every single game because it increases the mobility of their army. If they need to run away, they can, and they won't lose a whole lot of their stuff. If they get attacked by mutas, that's fine. They can and they won't lose a whole lot of their stuff. In fact, they'll kill quite a lot of mutas. But here we go, we do have a big engagement right here. Nice force field right here from Future would do AmeliaPullen a load of bad things right now. And those are the force fields that I think Future actually needed. I don't think this attack from Colour is actually going to go anywhere. I think she should just pull back right about now. And she has actually pulled back. That attack possibly not going as well as Colour would have liked. But there you are. Sometimes these things happen. 2+ weapons on the way, along with 1+ armor and Hive Tech. Hive Tech on the way. Oh yeah. So we're going to see some creamy tier 3 goodness, such as Broodlords, Ultralisks, all of that good stuff, as well as the adrenal glands of the Zerglings as well, which of course increases the attack speed by 20%, thus making these little guys absolutely incredibly dangerous, is one way of putting it. We have a Warp Prism on the way for Future right now, a move that I really like, quite simply because you don't see it that often. You see very inventive players such as White Ra going for your Warp Prism drops. In fact, he is essentially the pioneer of it, or was, but he's very much on tilt recently. You didn't hear it from me. But I mean, I genuinely don't think that Warp Prisms are used enough, so props to Future for getting this out. Meanwhile, AmeliaPullen, aka Colour, has seen this coming because, lo and behold, she did have something, I believe it was a Zergling, on the Xel'Naga Watchtower just there before it got taken out. These two Overlords are going to get taken out as well, thus actually supply blocking Colour for the time being. And the question is, are these Spine Crawlers going to be able to finish before Future pushes? I don't think they are. Really nice force fields there from Future, just blocking the vast majority of Colour's army. And maybe it actually looks like this hatchery is going to get taken down as well. Ooh, it does in fact look like they are. I don't know, Future could have possibly stuck around and sniped those Spine Crawlers as well, but Colour might have just got the cancel off on them. Who knows? We do have a robotics bay on the way right now for Future, and of course that means one thing, usually, apart from if he wants the Warp Prism speed upgrade, and that is Colossus, which is a fairly good thing. It's a fairly well-read thing right now because, I mean, Hydralisks, light biological, Zerglings, light biological, Infestors are actually armoured, but they still don't have much HP. Colossus will do very well against this composition, against this army in general. That's something that I am just trying to point out with what I am saying right here. And we do have Future kind of splitting his army and making it more into an organised line rather than a bunched group. And of course that is better because it makes it harder for Zerglings to get surrounded. Again with those force fields, which are actually pretty much side by side. And these Infestors need to be really careful. Oh, losing 3 Infestors right there. Colour with perhaps not the best of control, unfortunately for her. I think the force fields might have thrown her off slightly, but Future maybe does need to just pull away from these infested Terrans because they will do a lot of damage, and the best option for them is just to run away from them instead of staying to fight. And I think Future didn't benefit all as much as he could have right there, because he did actually just stay and fight the infested Terrans. He could have just pulled back. Colour, I mean, let's face it, Colour wasn't coming out on top. He or she had already retreated. And here we go, we do have Colour with a really nice surround. That blink, letting the Stalkers escape right now and actually possibly saving them. Zealots, meanwhile, being walked in, who are, of course, the masters of dealing with said little bastards that are Zerglings. Meanwhile, more Zerglings coming back right now from Colour, who have seen the Warp Prism. And if there was ever a worse place for a Warp Prism to drop its stuff, it would have been there at that exact moment. That Zealot getting taken out, and the Warp Prism, I can only presume, is going to go back to base, holding 2 Zealots and a Stalker, remaining the Stalker very lucky to be alive indeed. 3 weapons on the way, along with the Adrenal Glands, which I mentioned earlier. And I do like Colour's style of play, simply because I like Zerglings so much. And in each attack there have been a very nice concentration of Zerglings. And to be honest, I find Zerglings very fun to watch. When I think Zerg, I quite literally think Zerglings. And it does actually look like this Warp Prism is going for another try. Is it a good idea? Time will only tell. 3+ weapons on the way for Future. This attack will obviously take place way before. Oh, and he's going to see the Great Aspire. And will he be able to take down the Great Aspire? Of course, this will be a priority for him to take down the Great Aspire. And it does actually look like, with these Zealots warping in as well, that this will be a reality to take down the Great Aspire. And that has to be a massive pain in the arse for Colour right there. Because I can't imagine that he would have wanted his Great Aspire to be taken down like that. The Warp Prism does get destroyed in rather extravagant fashion right there, trying to escape. Doesn't quite work. Meanwhile, we do have Future taking his 4th base right now. Colour's 4th base has actually been up for some time, with the drama surrounding the Warp Prism drops and the greatest Spire being sniped. He might have actually forgotten about the fact that his opponent is probably going to get 4th base. This looks like something that maybe Future would have wanted to stay on top of, but hasn't perhaps been quite able to. Zerg Carapace level 3 on the way. FluiÐColour at the moment. Nice force fields right there. Very nice force fields. And I think that's what these guys are having conversations about. Or very moderate. I didn't actually see properly what happened there, but all I knew, there were force fields. 3 force fields, as a matter of fact, where 1 would have just have sufficed. But you know what? That's fine. High-level players, man. High-level players. Oh, yes. We have le 5th base on Zve. FluiÐColour right now. And, of course, Future is only just taking his 3rd. So, by and large, Colour is ahead. Even for a Zerg player, she is kind of ahead, or at least she is ahead in expansions anyway. Her greatest buy is on the way. Meanwhile, Future's 1+ weapons just finishing up. Fleet Beacon on the way for Future, so I'm sure that we'll see a mothership as this game progresses. It's something that is liked with Protoss players. As soon as they get Broodlords out, as soon as the Zerg opponent gets Broodlords out, the mothership is around with Archons as well to complement, to kind of get the Archon toilet on the go, or actually just negate some of the DPS that the Broodlords do. But nevertheless, Fleet Beacons can do a lot of things. We will see what this particular Fleet Beacon does. Relatively nice force fields there from Future in this battle, but a lot of Corruptors from Colour are actually probably going to take down the Colossus, perhaps. But this is looking a bit dodgy for Colour at the moment. There's a lot of Protoss in her 3rd base. 4th base even. I think Future, by and large, just is probably going to take this down. So I think maybe Future thinks that he is ahead. He's probably going to want to blink out and retreat from this, and away he goes. That's what I was thinking might be his options right there. But little does Future know, Miss or Mr. Colour has another expansion right over there. Here we do have the Archons that I previously stated. I'm sure that we will see a mothership coming out fairly soon as Future does prepare to see the Zerg onslaught of Broodlords, etc., etc. And air units, one very important thing about air units is they stack. And that basically means that when they come out of a vortex from a mothership, kaboom! One shot from 5 Archons simultaneously will end all of said Broodlords' lives instantly. And thus why there is a mothership on Zve, as it were. It's something that I have seen Protoss players do versus Zerg players when the game goes long, when Broodlords come a-rockin'. And yeah, I have seen it a lot now. I've seen it enough to say that, yeah, it's fairly common. Meanwhile, we have AmeliaPullen, aka Colour. I really need to sort out how I'm going to say this. She's just going to be Colour. It's just going to be Colour from now on. That is all. That is all. Oh, yeah. Colour is taking her or his 6th base down here over on the right-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, some Stalkers are going to be killing off this Overlord in preparation for taking Future's 5th base, which he does still need to get. His Zerg opponent is on 6 at the moment, and of course that is correct. I mean, they say that a Zerg player should always be 1 base in front of his opponent, but alas, Colour has been able to stay 2 bases in front at the moment, or for the vast majority of this game. But then again, Future has done a relatively large amount of damage to Colour's economy throughout the entirety of the game. Lots of Broodlords on the field right now, and I think Future should be very, very afraid indeed. I'm not sure if he knows that the Great Aspire is about. He does know that the Great Aspire is about, so it is something that he is expecting. Obviously, thus the Archon and Mothership play. But of course. And lots of Zerglings coming in here, maybe just actually looking to disrupt the disrupt the expansion of Future again. Unfortunately, not quite enough Zerglings to do it. A really large detachment of roaches are heading down there right now, and I presume that's where they're going to go. They're just going to go try and disturb that expansion from going down, because StarCraft is a game of seconds, of course. And this really, really counts. Using the sneaky little passage right here on Cloud Kingdom that lots of people do actually seem to neglect on this map. Oh, does actually cancel the Nexus by actually just sheer proxy of just being there. Now we are going to have Color see that there are in fact Archons on the field, but is she going to see that there's a mothership? Yes. I mean, if she was watching that, yes, because she would have seen all of the Protoss units cloaking like that. I mean, maybe Future at the moment is thinking that perhaps he's got away with Color not seeing the mothership. But you know what? I think Color knows. I think Color knows, and that might actually put Future in a relatively difficult spot, especially seeing as Color has Neural Parasite on the way. Oh yeah, for those of you who are not familiar, which I'm sure most, if not all of you are, Neural Parasite is what Infestors do. It is mind control, and it ruins things. If you mind control the right unit, i.e. some Colossus, a mothership, whatever, you can use it to your opponent's disadvantage all of a sudden, and of course that opens lots and lots of fun opportunities. Air weapons and armor +2 on the way for Color right now, so he or she is going all out for this. She is a rockin'. Oh yeah. Oh, and a Dark Shrine on the way for Future as well, which of course is very, very dangerous indeed. Damn Dark Shrines, especially when they have 3+ weapons, are just absolutely brutal. But here we go. I think we're going to have a rather large face-off in a minute. Future's army is looking big. At least in supply it is looking big. And lots of spine crawlers going down right now in the middle of the map. And this is something that Future is probably going to want to prevent, because he's probably not liking the idea of AmeliaPullen or Color even controlling the whole map. That is something that is not attractive to him at all, and thus this push takes place. But Broodlords, man, Broodlords. Of course, the Vortex has actually gone down, but is Future going to be able to get any of his Archons inside? No, it does actually look like he's going to have to be... Yeah, he's pulled back, unfortunately. You see when those 5 Broodlords came out of the Vortex like that, one shot from an Archon, boom, dead Broodlords. But I just don't think the Future had enough Archons. I think that's what he's going to try and remedy with this warp in of High Templars, as he doesn't have Psystorm. All they are actually good for is feedbacking the Infestors, and if he's feeling particularly kinky, feedbacking the Overseers. But no, it does actually look like, in fact, they are just going to become Archons, and the Archon toilet will ensue. Lots and lots and lots of Overseers right here. For Color, I mean, that's a fairly sensible option, seeing as, quite frankly, it completely negates the Mothership's cloaking field. And here we go, we're going to have another big engagement right here. It does look like we are, as Future has been able to catch about 2 of AmeliaPullen's Broodlords by surprise right there and just take them out completely. Meanwhile, it does actually look like maybe the Mothership is going to fall before the Vortex can go down. Oh no, is that going to happen? A Vortex right here would be really, really good. No! Oh, it got a Neural Parasite just there. And again, of course, and I do actually believe that was Color Vortexing the whole of Future's army like that, which is of course extremely useful indeed. And it does look like Color is just going to be able to shoot the hell out of this group of units as soon as they reappear, especially as she managed to Vortex half of her opponent's army. Whilst the other half is just simply just going to have to run away back to base. Meanwhile, I mean, not really meanwhile, the attack continues. We have 13 Broodlords attacking the 4th base right now of Future. And that definitely looks like it's going to fall. Future not actually having enough stuff to be able to counterattack properly right now. There's not nearly enough Stalkers right here to take down this many Broodlords. No way. It's too many Broodlord, man, and the Broodlords are very well upgraded as well. Of course, the Broodlings do actually do damage when they hit things, as well as they kind of chew away at things as well. So Broodlords are just an extremely dangerous unit. And there we are. Future saying about how the Vortex never went down for him. And of course, actually, I think he was probably trying to put the Vortex here while Carlos' army was all just kind of sitting there, shooting away like that. But Future, unfortunately for him, just never getting the chance. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching. This probably wasn't one of my best casts. I'm still suffering a lot from this cold. Like, I've got a massive headache, etc., etc. But hey, I'm not one to complain. I try not to. That is not my way. Hope you enjoyed. I'm sure there'll be much more Fluid games on the way, as they are fantastic. They're a fantastic bunch of guys, and I enjoy watching them very much. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Enjoy playing StarCraft, I guess. Enjoy watching StarCraft as well. And I'll see you guys next time. Cheers. Goodbye.